Howdy, howdy. Well, today's tip I'm going to give you on cutting some boards with a skill saw. The skill saw I'm using is a DeWalt here. It's a battery operated 20 max. It's my go-to kind of trim. I got another one, Makita, for big cutting. But anyway, so one thing to note. The most dangerous tool on the job is usually the skill saw. More fingers and more stuff's been cut than, so you have to be careful. One thing to note, the saw will never jump forward. It's always going to jump back this way. So this is the area you want to stay out of, right here. So you could put your hand on here. You don't want to ever put your hand back here. Just never do that. You could hit it here, you could pull it, you could even put your hand up here. It's not going to jump forward. That's one thing you got to always remember and always keep clear. Now here I got a nice stable surface. I got my wheelbarrow. Usually you could set up a sawhorse or whatever you got. I'll show you how I cut when I'm just with none of that. It's a good way. But here's the way I do. A lot of times, hold on, I lost my tape. Be right back. Okay, here's this 30-foot cheap tape. So here's what I do. Here, I'll show you a couple tricks I do. Okay, so let's say I want to cut a 6-incher. I'll go here like this, and I'll mark 6-inch right here. This is my down and dirty method. If it doesn't have to be square, or I try to make it square, but this is here's this way. I actually just eyeball this fence square across there, and I got a mark there, so I'll just go and then I'll go ahead and check my number. It's right at 6 inches, but is it square? That's the key. Now I was going to make this clip and I lost all my stuff. Where did I put it all? I'm going to have to cut the, oh, it's in the wheelbarrow. Okay, so here's my square. And so I put the square on it, what I just cut. And see, it's within I'd call that a less than a 16th, or 16th, I guess. Anyway, so that's one way. And here's another way. So I want a 6-incher. Actually, I want a 13-incher. I'm doing this form piece. So I go across here. This is 2 steps, and I go 13 right there, and then I'll grab my, I'll use this as a guide. This is the way I usually show new people, and then I'll put it right on the line where I want it. You hold this guide here. There. Now I know that's perfectly square because I went across just like a table saw. Now that works really well, and I usually use just a small speed square, but some are hiding from me out here. So I got that one. That one's ready. So what if I don't have something to put it up on? You always want to be stable on something. And here's my go-to. I like the small ones because just easier to maneuver. So let's say you don't have this wheelbarrow. Coming up. And you need another 13. Actually, I need what do I need? 27. So I need a 27. So I'll go down here and mark out 27. And then I'll grab my speed square. I put it right here, and this thing, you can move it up and down. You always want your piece to drop off. The piece, the long end. Otherwise, it'll bind up. You got to be real careful about binding up. Most of the time, it just gets stuck, but sometimes it usually doesn't kick back, but it could kick back into your leg. So anyway, then I just go like this. My thing here, I got my mark already there. Perfect. Now, here's another thing. Here's the way that a lot of people do it. So they need a 6-incher. So you go out here 6 inches, and then they put a square mark on it. Then they cut to the line. Well, you know, it takes practice to cut to the line really well, but you know, if you're good at it. But it takes a little more skill. We want to take all the skill level out of this. See me? Yeah. Well, anyway, that's my tip. And remember, where you mark the whatever your number is, where you mark what side of the line you want to cut on. You don't want to burn your line if you're supposed to cut on the other side. Does that make sense? Okay, that's it. That's all, folks.